I got my new wheelchair. So I ordered this wheelchair, I think it was last week. I literally ordered it Monday because I found the perfect one, and I used the money from the GoFundMe and added my own money, and I got the perfect chair. My advice when looking for a wheelchair, if you're looking for an active user one like I have, look at second-hand ones because people don't really think of it. I was going to buy a brand new one, a custom made one, which would have taken 6 to 8 weeks and would have been a lot more expensive for a chair that wasn't quite as good and wasn't as good quality. I got this chair, which is an RGK TigaSub4. It weighs 4 kilograms. 4? And it's just amazing. It's custom fitted to me, not me specifically, but I found one that had my exact measurements, so it's basically a custom fit chair. It is second hand, but it's in like perfect quality, so it might as well be new. And I got it for a fraction of the cost. I think these chairs with these add-ons usually cost around $5,500, and this one only cost $2,000. Wheelchairs are really expensive, but it is an aid that helps, and it is life-changing, so it's worth the money. Now, I'm an ambulatory wheelchair user, so I look like this, but then I can also do this. I have FND, so I can't always do that. I am actually sometimes paralysed from the waist down, the knees down, or from the neck down. So I've been using a wheelchair for quite a while to help with that, but I only had an Amazon, like, standard, basic, lightweight wheelchair, which was about 15 kilograms, and it was huge. It was literally out to about here, so to push, I looked like this, I kind of looked like a monkey, and it was so heavy, I couldn't do anything. And it had big foot plates that stuck really far out, so my legs were like this. My legs were like this, really far out, and I couldn't do anything. It wasn't realistic for everyday use, because I use a wheelchair every day for college. And so I got this one. I'm going to show you guys the wheelchair, and then I'm going to show you guys the fact that I can already do a wheelie. I'm kind of cheating. I do have a bar on the back, an anti-tip bar, that does stop me from falling, but I'm still doing the wheelie. I just don't crack my head open, so I recommend them. Definitely get a flip down top if you've got a rigid chair, because 10 out of 10. And get an anti-flip bar, please. So this is what the chair looks like from the side. It's really good. My legs are at a right angle, so it literally fits perfectly. And then my centre of balance is pretty good, so that I can pop a wheelie at any time needed. I don't know if you can see, but this bar in the back here stops me from going back, so if I do a wheelie and go too far, I don't fall. I've added at the front, I've added these little seatbelt covers. They're just off Amazon, they were about £9, and now it looks cute and personalised, so I highly recommend doing that. The chair's so lightweight, it's honestly great. I have the cushion here, which just sticks down, and it's super comfy. It's kind of contoured a little bit so you don't hurt your tailbone when you sat in it for a long time. I have a single foot plate so that my feet go together, which is 10 out of 10, a lot more comfy and easier to turn because you don't have giant things sticking out and banging into things when you're trying to turn, so definitely recommend that. I think these are 4-inch casters, I'm pretty sure, and they're great. Yeah, they're just casters, but they don't really get stuck on much because they're quite thick, they're quite sturdy, so yeah, I don't really think you'd need 5-inch ones or anything bigger unless you're doing some like serious off-roading. These wheels are actually Spinergy wheels. They're the Surge wheels from Spinergy, which honestly I don't really know what they are, but they're really good ones. And then the brakes I have are just scissor brakes, so they just snap to the side and they're pretty good. They seem pretty sturdy so far, so brakes don't really matter, they all do the same thing. Save the extra money, but I didn't pay for them because I got it second hand, so all these things were already there and it's just an added bonus. With active wheelchairs, the wheel just comes off so that you can store it easier, which is great because the wheel's so light, it's ridiculous. And then the back is just, I think it's just one of the basic backs, but it has a little pocket for storing a few things, has the bar, and then this bit is for the folding down back. So you pull that and squeeze those together, and that folds down. That is short enough to get into any car, and it's pretty small, to be honest. And then you can take the wheels off, and then you've only got a tiny thing to actually fit in the car. The next thing is the handles. So I got flip-up handles because I like it to be small and streamlined, and I like pushing myself as far as I can, apart from hills, which are really difficult. So I don't really need permanent handles, and it's just more space and taller, and it makes it less manoeuvrable. So I got these ones. They're great. And then there's a button underneath that you press, and it just comes down. They're great. The only thing is, if you're going to be pushed a lot, if a person's tall, they're actually really low because it's got a low back. So be mindful of that. And I'd suggest getting the adjustable ones if you're going to be pushed any longer than up a hill. That's how the anti-tip works. If you tip back, you're not going to fall. I can't tip it, pretty much, so you're pretty safe with that. The side guards, I think, are carbon fibre. I believe these are carbon fibre side guards. They're pretty good. They're kind of, I don't know what it's called, but they're like the capped ones, so the wheel isn't as exposed, so my jackets don't get dirty and stuff. I highly do recommend that, but if you're going to be transferring, I don't know how strong that would be to put your weight on, so I'd be wary of that because I don't know if I trust that to put my full weight on. I just transfer using the actual seat if I need to, but most days I have some form of mobility in my legs, so I can just kind of get up. It's not too much of a problem for me. I forgot to mention, these are also 24-inch wheels, kind of standard size. You can get them smaller, you can get 22 and 20, but these are just good. It's easy to get in over things, and I don't know, just the standard size. The fact that it's so small and fitted to me is great, because the smaller it is and then the more narrow it is, the easier it is to get through doorways, which is just, it's so good. And also turning, it can turn pretty much on the spot, so it's great. In places like classrooms, which I'm in a lot, it's just a godsend because it's so difficult to get around in one where the legs are just out really far. As you can see on the side, it's all very tucked in, like that is pretty much the span of it. And from the front, it's really, really narrow. It's pretty much the width of my shoulders, not gonna lie, because it just fits perfectly, and then the wheels are very tucked in. Doing wheelies is really fun, and it's also a really useful tip. If there's a twig on the floor, or if there's like a threshold of a door or a room you can't get over by just pushing, like if you get stuck and stopped by something, you can go over it by doing that. And if you have one of these bars, it stops you from flipping all the way back and cracking your head open. So that's pretty much everything about my wheelchair that you need to know. I'm going to be doing more content probably based on wheelchairs because I just got this today and it's honestly great. It's improved everything. I've been out for a shopping trip and I was just wheeling around really easily, and I could turn. It just rolled without me even pushing it. Like if I did one push, I could go like 10 meters without pushing again on a smooth surface, which is just amazing. So yeah, that's a bit about my wheelchair and some specs and stuff. I want to thank everyone who donated because you've done this. I have everyone to thank for that. It's honestly amazing, so thank you. And yeah, I hope this is helpful for anyone who might be buying a wheelchair, might need help choosing one. This one's great, and I think the lighter it is and the smaller it is and the more fitted it is to you, the better. I definitely recommend getting a single foot plate because this is a life-changing thing. And also the fact that it goes narrower and it tapers in, it's really flattering, and it also just helps tons with trying to turn. You don't hit it on as many things because it's really tucked in. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it was helpful. If you want to see more videos or you have any ideas or things you want to see, comment them down below. That's my wheelchair. Thanks for watching. Bye. Since I am an ambulatory wheelchair user most of the time.